Washington, D.C. has the highest intensity of gentrification of any U.S. city. D.C. also saw the most African American residents, more than 20,000 displaced from their neighborhoods, replaced mostly by affluent, whiter newcomers.
I can spot you haters about a mile away. All that talking down, I just a common pay. Talking go when you not.
All right, peace world. Come on, Freeman, Angle Black Men in Therapy, representing the radical side of Marquis Avenue. I'm joined in the studio with some illustrious individuals. We got Bam, is Cam, Casey here on the stars from Black Alley, and here to tell us why we're here is Art on the Go-Go and Miss Ashley from the Anacostia Bid.
That's right. Thanks for having us, Cameron. Really excited to announce that we will be doing our annual Jazz Hop again with the partnership with DC Jazz Fest. We're partnering with 202 Creates and the Jazz Fest to have a whole day here in Anacostia to have music all throughout the historic Anacostia corridor. We'll have two big stages at the NSC lot. The big stage will be 1234 Good Hope Road, which will be hosting Black Alley as the headliner. And it's from 12 to 8. Go to anacostiabid.org to get tickets. And we can't really we're so pumped. Brassaholics is coming, Jogo Project, Experience Band, ton of talent, and yeah, I can't wait to show you what's going to be about.
All right, so the fact that you guys are bringing jazz, one of the oldest and original musical art forms in this country, to the now official art district of Anacostia, this is significant. But why did you choose jazz?
Jazz, I mean, it's part of our culture. Jazz Fest has been going on for quite some time, but they wanted to highlight Anacostia as its own entity because it's such an important district to DC culture. So we kind of wrote off of the jazz concept, but actually our Jazz Fest will also include other types of genres. So include go-go, some blues, we'll have some blues salsa. So it's going to be a mixture of talent in terms of genres. But jazz, what I would love to talk about here is about jazz in DC and what it means to the DC community.
All right, so I'm just, again, the stars is in the house today. Miss Casey, I didn't say this to you, you didn't know this, but you were my Nina Simone 4 Women.
Oh, wow.
My top 4 vocalists in the DMV. That's Mamouna Youssef, also known as Mumu Fresh, Nabasha Day, from Frodo Brown. I gotta give Yana Gregory some love, the Gregory's oldest daughter. And you?
That's a major lineup right there. Thank you.
Shout out to our queer artists, one of them top 5, but Nina Simone 4. And so it's an honor to have you in here.
Thank you.
So I want to talk about your jazz influences and how that has molded your sound. What have you pulled from it, whatever that is and it means to you?
Yeah, I think that growing up, I was given the opportunity to be around so many types of music, and gospel was probably the first, and then jazz was probably the second from my nana and my father's side of the family. My nana owned a bar in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and she used to have jazz musicians come into her bar, and they would play. She was in the newspaper with, in Harrisburg. She was like the it lady who brought all the musicians to Harrisburg. So jazz music is definitely, I feel like, a major backbone in Black music and art. And Black Alley is a band that kind of infuses and pulls from so many different genres, and jazz is definitely one of those.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, is that like Hershey, the chocolate?
It's close to it.
Yeah.
It's close to it.
All right, so we went from the chocolate factory to Chocolate City. Okay, that's cool. Now, so Bam is Cam. What do you think the jazz influences had on go-go, since we said off air that Chuck, the godfather of go-go, a lot of his classics were actually jazz standards.
Right.
Like he introduced me to Jones. There I go, and all that. That was Chuck brought that to me. I ain't never seen no Duke Ellington jump. That was Chuck. So what do you think jazz has had in terms of influence on go-go?
Yeah, so I mean, you just talked about the direct influence on it in terms of just, the Godfather, Go-Go, doing those covers, Moody's Move and Love, like that is just a staple, Chuck Brown. But I think even more so than that, I think just the spirit of jazz. Like go-go is such a free music. Like it just evokes the spirit of freedom. Unlike other forms of music, which kind of, it make you, you just feel so free to be yourself when it comes to go-go. And I think a lot of that spirit is captured in jazz too. Just the freedom, like a structure, but also just a freedom and improvisation. And I think jazz and go-go are kindred spirits more so than even a direct correlation.
Yeah, that was a lead question, and you landed just where I wanted to go with it, because I think the improvisation is the kinship. Because jazz musicians, they'll go free. Miles talked about that. He didn't want to rehearse too much, because he wanted to leave the door open for improvisation. And I think in go with the whole crowd response, that's definitely improvisation, because you don't know what the crowd's going to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to respond to that. I think that's probably one of the reasons why it hasn't been co-opted and controlled and commercialized to the extent that so many other aspects of our culture has been. And we said this again off camera, and I have to make sure I put on the record. When jazz first came out, it was denigrated. It was associated with crime and drug use and violence, and these are the things that were same things were used to denigrate go-go, but yet still these things have still grown, and now jazz is like the classical music of America. Go-go is the official music of Washington D.C., and Anacostia is the official art district of Washington D.C. So it seems like we continuously take lemons and make lemonade. In your case, I think it's more like pink lemonade. A little sweeter. It tastes a little better. But y'all tell me, like, what is your expectations? And this is open for everyone. What is your expectations for art on the go-go September 1st from 12 to 8 o'clock? That's going to be taking place right here in the official art district of the nation's capital.
I mean, in terms of expectation, I just expect it to be what it always is in Southeast. It's a good time. It's Black Joy. It's the last bite of Chocolate City. You know what I mean?
It ain't Chocolate City. It's more like chocolate chip. But we put our chips together, and maybe we can have a little bit more chocolate.
Yeah, I say this a lot. I grew up T Street. T Street is like this Eckington now, right? We was the T Street crew when I grew up, right? And it's cool. Like things evolve, things change, but Southeast, like living over here now and having the chance to do things, like even sit here and have this conversation in Southeast, it just feels good. It's like it more so than any other part of the city reminds me of the DC that I grew up in. So what I expect is just a concentration of Black joy.
Concentration of Black joy. I like that. Now you can tell me, Miss Ashley, what is your expectations? And a lot of folks want to know what time Black Alley goes on. That's another thing.
Like I said, they're on the main stage, 1234 Good Hope Road, 7 p.m. So they'll be the last act. So it's going to be the big bang for the night. Really excited. No, this is the first year we're going to be at the actual Jazz Hops under the branch of the Arts and Culture District, which is rooted here in Historic Anacostia. That was announced by the mayor last year. So Art to Go-Go is what we're all about. But Art to Go-Go, includes everything: art, culture, culinary. We're going to have a seafood market out by your stage, which is going to be really cool. So we're talking about celebrating.
So I can eat crabs and
yeah, for sure. Show your stuff.
This is Black as fuck.
Show your stuff.
We're selling Old Bay stuff. Straight from detail hall.
Black Alley.
I'll put this shit on everything.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing, is like we're celebrating all arts. We'll have live artists painting on the street sides, and then aside from the two big stages, we're going to be doing pop-up experiences for here, the WEAC Radio, Starbucks, Capital One, Art Center. So like we want to make this corridor come alive. And it's not only just about the arts, it's also supporting the businesses. I mean, we're the bid, and that's what we do. So it's really bringing energy across the river. Our marketing was to go big and bring people here. And so I think the numbers are looking really good. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's dope. I don't think anybody ever said, WEAC Radio and Starbucks in the same sentence. So that's a first. So we appreciate that. Pay your workers a living wage. So, Casey, we just got a comment online. Sean Farrar said, "Wow, she looks like Paula J. White." I don't know if you're familiar. She's a little too young for that. That's Friday. You ain't got a lot, Craig. You ain't got a lot.
That's what I look like.
Just responding to you, responding to the audience, responding to the audience.
I know Paula Day White.
Yeah, Paula, shout out to Paula. I hope she's doing well. I hope Chris rebound. She's done some good stuff. She's done some stuff.
No, I just have never heard that before.
Yeah. Well,
maybe is it the braid?
I think it's the braid. Right. It's the braid. But tell us about some of the accomplishments that Black Alley has achieved in recent times and some of your favorite moments, because you have done so much. I'm straight rooting for you guys. I say all the time that if your friends don't inspire you, you need them friends. That's a Black proverb. But what are some of your highlights that you look back and say, wow, I did that?
Man, there are really so many. Like, I think about how long, we have been in the band together, and you go through the motions and sometimes you don't really take the time to really think back. But this most recent year we were able to bring go-go around the world, and that's something that we are really been proud to do. Ghana, Lebanon, Armenia, Tanzania, Uganda, all of these countries have witnessed and seen the art form of go-go and know a little bit more about DC culture. So we're really proud to do that, and we want to make sure that people know here in DC that we are representing DC when we go. It's not just a Black Alley thing. We talk about DC as a culture as well. So I'm really happy and proud that we've been able to do that.
So y'all are ambassadors of the culture, so y'all got to stop taking this for granted. We said this again off air that, sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. So you think, oh, this is Black Alley, get a chance to see them all the time. Nah, these are international cultural ambassadors, and we need to respect that. You can't get this in Cleveland, all right? You can't not just walk down the street in any city in America and get this level of musicianship. I just want to say that, to have you guys representing us at the highest level is an honor, because I think y'all represent us well. We also oftentimes get a bad rap when someone else is telling our stories, but I think you guys are negating that. I think you guys are flipping that, and thank you to Anacostia Bid for supporting that. But did you have a passport before you started performing with Black Alley?
That's right.
Yeah. So you's already there. You's already there. That means y'all need to get a passport. Okay? You have to have a passport. Even if you got the money to go nowhere, you need to have your passport, especially in 2024 election, because we don't know how this is going to go down. You might have a little escape route. But I want to know, Cam. Bam is Cam. What is your biggest surprise that you didn't realize was going to be part of the trajectory of Black Alley? Like, damn, can't believe I'm here. Like, what was that moment for you? Because these are sometimes the most inspiring to the people that's looking up to you guys right now.
Yeah, so it's I would think that first moment came probably when we did Paisley Park. Because it was so it's crazy because I don't put limits on the things that I can do. Casey can tell you, I just be like, we gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
This is my idea. Let's do this. So they come with the idea. Let's figure it out. So but it just never even crossed my mind that we would be playing at Paisley Park, and then we would have the audacity to do Dove's Cry in Paisley Park in front of Prince's former band members, and for them to show love. Like, we literally huddled up like, are we gonna do this? So some of us was like, is it disrespectful? Is it like, and we just said, let's just go for it, and we did it. And not only was I just proud of the courage that the band displayed to do it, I was taken aback by the response from Prince's former band members. Like, yo, y'all did that. Like, people that played in the Revolution, people that played in New Power Generation, was like, that was dope. And so, yeah, for me, it was like,
self-validation. Self-validation. And that's wild to say, because I know before the pandemic, we had talked about doing a whole purple joint. Because I did a play called The Night Michael Jackson Died, and I said the next one's going to be The Night Prince Was Killed, and I wanted Black Alley to do all Prince joints. And we talked about it, and you went out and did it, didn't write the play. I got the book out, but I ain't write the play. So now you challenging me, you know what I'm saying? Damn, he did that shit. But I believed in you before the validation, That, you know what I'm saying? Because I said, y'all can do all these joints. I saw that then. Pink lemonade and all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All that. So what's left for Black Alley to the mountains to climb? What's something that you're looking forward to chase? And that's a question for both of you. What's something you guys are looking forward to that you haven't achieved yet?
I mean, I felt so fulfilled this past year with all of the traveling that we were able to do. I would love to do more of that.
More stamps in the passport, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe get some attachments.
Sure, yes. And just, like really push what DC and this community is all about music-wise. So whatever that looks like, and even the collaboration that we had with other musicians in those countries that we visited, the give and take of the art form is, something that I really appreciate and want to do more of.
Yeah. If you have not seen Black Alley perform live, you're cheating yourself. I'm telling you, you see this beautiful woman right here? She makes the ugliest faces when she's on stage because she is feeling it. You know what I'm saying? That's when I know, that's when I believe her. I'm like, yo, that's that. That's it. That's it. That's it. You see them, she crumples up. You know what I'm saying? Because she's feeling, that's when I know this is it right here. It's it right here. So what's for you? What's for you?
For me, it's just honestly not even putting no limitations on it no more.
No limit.
No more limitations, because it's like I just said, I never would have thought we was doing that in Paisley Park. Never would have thought we are rocking 15,000 people strong in Armenia. This is the first time they ever heard Go-Go. By the end of the night, it's like they had a black hole. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at this point, let's just keep creating from that place of love, and just like Casey said, just really just preserving and advancing the culture in whatever ways we can, whatever ideas pop into our mind, just approach it with love and determination, and not even put no limits on this thing.
All right, so for those who are unfamiliar with Black Alley, the few people who are not familiar with Black Alley, give them your information, the website, so people can follow you and become fans and supporters of this movement called Black Alley, the Cultural Ambassadors of Washington, D.C.
Sure, at We Are Black Alley, spelled all the way out, and blackallyband.com is the website.
All right, and this is September 1st. It is the Art on the Go-Go. It is from 12 to 8 p.m. happening right here in the Art District in Anacostia, Washington, D.C. Ms. Ashley, can tell them what information they need to know so they can ascertain the full schedule of events, and not just the last act that's closing us out with Black Alley.
anacostiabid.org, free tickets available. Please register.
Oh, did you say free?
Free tickets.
You said all
free
this
tickets.
is free?
Free.
Like FREE free?
Free. Yes.
Okay, like the antithesis of Trump?
Yes.
Okay.
This is for you guys. We are we're so pumped. So anacostiabid.org. There's a link there to an Eventbrite. Please register. And it's just going to be a blast. 12 to 8 p.m. It's going to be fun.
And
the schedule will be on the website as well.
Okay. And who else is going to be part of the lineup other than the illustrious cultural ambassadors of Black Alley?
So we actually have some people coming out from out of town. Brassaholics is coming from New Orleans. We have Joe Falero Band, Experience Band and Show, Yusha Assad, and many more. Herm Scott, just a ton. So just check out the schedule on the website. It's going to be cool.
All right, this is Clone Freeman, Ain't Black Man Therapy. We act radio, broadcasting live on the radical side of Monarchy Avenue. Check us out tonight at Hill Prince, 1337 H Street Northeast for books and tattoo. That's tonight, Friday, 9 until. And then Tuesday, we're going to be right back in here with studio with DJ Lance Reynolds from WPFW 9.3 FM and Easy Street. I don't know what commercial station you done did them all.
Yeah.
What station? Easy Street over there. You know one of them. Easy Street will be here Tuesday at 12 o'clock. And we're going to revisit this conversation and keep it moving. So whatever you do, big or small, good or well, or don't do it at all. All right? And follow Black Alley. All right? We act radio. Do something.